evening. Welcome to They Think It's All Over, your weekly football podcast that doesn't take itself too seriously. You've got myself, Ash, Newcastle supporter. We have Liam, the Evertonian, and we have Crippy, the Villa fan. Andy, the Leeds man, is he's in hiding, I think. Let's be honest. How we doing, boyos?
Not too bad.
Here for the intro for a change, which is good.
That makes a change. I mean, to be fair, you were here for it last week. You just couldn't hear it.
Yeah, I was listening, yeah.
Just
Andy swearing while on mute. Andy?
How are you handling the lack of Premier League? I know it's only been
I'm
a
loving
week.
it, to be fair, you know, not gonna lie. I've been stress-free for 7 days.
That's what we've all been saying as Newcastle fans. It's like, it's shit this year. Usually we're quite relieved to see the end of the season. But now, I miss the little faces.
It's just because there's lots to play for.
Gordon's face. Surely you're not missing that.
Not missing that one. So much, let's be honest.
I'm just looking forward to Europe. And then you're to Euro as well, Ash. Just want to get to that name and that ball in the thing.
Kev's in the house.
Right, Kev.
Right, so obviously we've got not a lot of actual football to talk about in terms of balls being kicked, but there's still plenty going on out there. One match that was on was, of course, the FA Cup final. 13 seconds, Man United were 1-0 down.
Amazing.
And they pissed pants. How did you watch it or just catch up on
the highlights? Yeah,
I had it on, but the thing is, with that 13-second goal, I put it on. I was like, "Oh, drink." What's going on?
I was watching something completely different. My father texted us from God knows where he was, I think Spain somewhere, and he was hysterical. I'm not watching, but someone's just texted us, and I've had a right old laugh. Kev's kicking it right off. Sick of hearing about that fat Greek Aussie kid who took the Spurs job.
It's going to come up, Kev.
Fair enough. I mean, it is on the agenda, so prepare to get properly sickened off. Champions League Championship. Yeah,
Andy, you're forgetting you're going to Swansea and Cardiff, mate. It's still Europe.
Yeah, take the toll road. You've got to pay to get in there. It's got to feel like a holiday. Media deluded as if he could be like the god for Spurs. Why would Madison join Spurs? Oh, fuck it. We'll get into this one first, shall we? Ange Postecoglou off to Tottenham, leaving Celtic in the shit, much like Brendan Rodgers did, but at least we wait till the end of the season. Think it's going to be any good at Spurs, Liam?
So there's a Celtic fan at work. I don't know why he's a Celtic fan. It was his dad or something, or his granddad. And I asked him today, I said, I think it's a bad move.
He thinks it's a bad move.
I think it's a bad move as well.
Oh, you do?
Because he said at Celtic he was in control of everything. And, well, we know what Levy's like as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a sticky one. But then we was looking on Sky Bet before, and the best odds was like Ange to still be Newcastle manager on Christmas Day. I was like, really?
I'd be very impressed.
They've not even kicked the ball yet. Spurs manager. You know what I mean?
I did.
I was just like, what? Bloody hell. It's like, it's a bit of a joke, this, but yeah, I mean, he'll have a job on, because if they lose Kane, then I don't know who's going to get in.
God knows. What do you think, Crippy?
I think he'll actually do all right, because Tottenham need to clear out. We know that. The squad's a bit of a mess. They've got players there that are meant to be good and aren't cutting the mustard. That's why they finished 8th. That's a disgrace. But it's hard to say his name. Postecoglou, I think it is.
That's why I called him Ange.
His CV's pretty good. You know, he's won titles at other clubs in the past. I know Celtic are expected to win the title, but they played some great football under him. You know, that's why Tottenham went for him for that attacking football. It's kind of like with Poch at Southampton. It was a style of play that they've been seduced by. But also Tottenham have recognised their lane, and their lane they're not able to get the top echelons of managers at the moment, are they? They've got to then go for the lesser fancied ones and then try and work their way back up. Because if they lose Kane, what selling point is it to join a club like Tottenham anymore? They're not going places, are they? Really?
I just want to throw that one out there. They still got Brazil's number 9 for the time being. Before he comes back on.
Their top four is not. They're not. No one's going to back them to be in the top 4 next season, are they? Tottenham. So the best they can hope for is to be in the Europa League. So if you're now saying that's our goal, players are going to go, okay, then we're not going to. You're not going to get your first choice in clubs, your first choice of managers. So I know fans aren't going to be overly thrilled by this because they'll think, oh, anyone can win at Celtic, and yeah, you sort of can, but he did it with style. They did play good football. He won a lot of titles there, and he's won titles with other clubs in the past. So I'm going to be optimistic for them.
Yeah, he's done some decent jobs even before Celtic, but yeah, I don't know. It doesn't feel like a big name by any means, and you expect Tottenham to go after a big name.
This is the biggest test.
They've had 2 big names, haven't they? And the 2 big names they got rid of.
True.
Well,
yeah. True.
Conte didn't help, but to sack Mourinho the day before a final or the day of a final, whatever it was, it's just ridiculous.
Absolutely
hilarious. Man. But this is his biggest test, but like I said, his record is. You look down his win ratio and whatnot, trophies, and he has done well in the past. So if he fails, it's like fair enough. But I can see why they've gone for him because it's not what he's done at Celtic; it's before then as well. His record was decent. It's just he's obviously been with clubs with low reputation. That's the thing, isn't it? It's like he's not had big sides yet, and now this is the one where Tottenham aren't expected to do much next season. So if he can improve on this season, maybe get to Europe,
I think it was maybe. I'm not saying Tottenham are massive, but if he'd gone to maybe one of us 3, do you know what I mean? And then he could be right, you know what? I've got a decent side in the league, and then I can potentially see what I can do with maybe a Spurs, Chelsea, someone that comes in for me, do you know what I mean? That's what I thought, but because we were linked with him before we got Fat Spanish Waiter because of Kale, the Aussie link, so... I fancied him then a bit, but
I'm looking forward to seeing if he can do it because it's not the most attractive position at the moment with Tottenham because, like I say, he's going to have to field all the questions about Kane, Son, and all. So many players are leaving, so he's got a good job to manage a club the size of Tottenham, but they're not in their best place right now. So we'll see if he can handle that pressure or not.
It's like Kevin saying here, the media are going over the top, and apart from Kane, they've got nothing.
Yeah, they've had nothing with Kane.
Brazil's number 9. Brazil's number 9.
Kane is. I think Kane's the second top scorer in the top 5 leagues in Europe, and Tottenham finished 8th. Now, my God, he's dragging them. Did his best to drag them up, and they still were terrible.
Quite a few penalties.
True. But if someone else would pull their weight on, Tottenham would be half decent.
Andy's saying we should have had Paddy on. I bet he's raging.
Yeah.
I've got the numbers he's pulled in yesterday from writing about this. Fucking hell. That's got worldwide reach. I think he's actually famous now. Madison going to Arsenal over Newcastle, I can understand because they came in second in the Champions League. But yeah, why would they go to Tottenham over Newcastle? He just wouldn't, would he?
Yeah, never. No, never. That'd be stupid.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen.
But also, if you're Madison, wouldn't you think, am I going to get an over Odegaard? And Newcastle are more likely play. Yeah. Whereas Arsenal is good, because Madison's a bit of a prima donna, isn't he?
That's the thing. It's that London
pull. Yeah.
That's why it's been linked with Spurs and Arsenal, purely because the media believe everybody wants to be in London, and therefore Madison would rather go to London.
Have you not seen that clip? I think it's Darren Bent talking about Adel Taarabt when he was at QPR. So apparently, a couple of teams were interested in Liverpool, one of them, and Taarabt went, "But why would I want to go up there?" It's like, it's Liverpool, massive playing Europe, this and that. Money is but I live in London. I finish training, I go to the shisha bar, get my kebab, and then go home. What else do I need?
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough. Can I do that?
So he knows where he wants to be.
Ollie Giroud as well. Yeah. Before he went to Chelsea from Arsenal, we had him. We'd done all the pictures and everything. And his wife went, I don't really want to leave London.
That one I did know. Yeah, that one I did know about. Yeah, his wife.
No,
I remember that story from an eye.
Thing is, though, I've been to London. It's a rat's nest.
Yeah.
I don't get what the big deal is about the place. Everything's more expensive. It's rough as fuck. Just come to Newcastle. It's lovely.
I guess it's because the places, the social circles they like to be in, London's the place for them, isn't it? It's very bougie, isn't it? And
they're in the posh end, aren't they? They're not exactly mixing it up in the bits that I've wondered.
You see it now, can't you? Madison on Instagram with the likes of Reece James and Ben Chilwell,
Yeah.
Funnies.
This is the thing with Madison. As good a player as he is very image obsessed, very conscious of how he looks, how he wants to be perceived as. So if you were thinking career-wise, he could be a legend at Newcastle. If he joined them now, had a good few years there while they were in Europe and whatnot, but he definitely wants to be seen as I'm guessing he'd probably prefer to be seen as like an Arsenal player because Arsenal have the baller status because of the early 2000s, don't they? They still have that. They're still riding off that reputation, aren't they? So, yeah, it's a shame because I do think Newcastle would be a great move for him.
Pandy's saying 250 grand a week helps, but if he was on 250 grand a week in London, that's still really the equivalent of getting 200 or 150 grand a week up north.
Yeah,
everything's just that much more expensive down there. So even if you think you're on lower wages, you're not. Anyway, Jose Mourinho, he's a bit of a dick, isn't he?
Yeah.
What an absolute fucking womble he's become. Jesus.
I'll be honest though. Remember the Barcelona game with Chelsea, where they were convinced they were robbed from that Champions League game when they weren't. Yeah. They had a couple of decisions go against them, but they made out that it was a conspiracy, and I think it was Steve Clark said the referee went into the dressing room with the opposition team, trying to suggest there was like collusion there, that they'd been robbed of it, that the referee was on, rooting against them. And then the referee was threatened death threats, and then I think ended up resigning early in his career because of it. And his name was forever mud among fans. That's the dark side to Mourinho and his
which one is this though? Because I swear, if that's the one you're on about, is not the bald fella who looked a bit like Thomas Gravesen?
I can't remember his name. I think he was a Swede. I think he was a Swede. It was quite a while ago.
Because if you're talking about when they had the Fly Emirates sponsor, like the white Chelsea kit, I remember that one. But there's also with Drogba, Ballack, where they were just getting absolutely just manhandled everywhere, left, right, and centre, and they weren't getting anything all game. And then I think Iniesta scored in the last minute to send them through.
I think it was that game, yeah.
But
it might have been that game.
That game, they were hard done by.
Admit, but honestly, the clip they showed of all the decisions, honestly, only half of them were legit, barely legit.
I have no sympathy.
There were so many of.
I have no sympathy. They're all bent. I have no sympathy with them. So sorry.
Families haven't done anything though. I mean,
that was a horrible
family's
video.
A disgrace. I mean, seeing that referee's family getting fucking ushered through to the airport by security because of basically what he did. Oh no, Anders Frisk.
That was it. Yeah, the Swede Anders Frisk. Yeah,
Anders Frisk. Yeah,
but look at what
the scenes that happened after. It's very Trumpian to manage to rile a crowd up to do your bidding while you can.
It is
nothing to do with me.
But when fans do it to managers, the media is always like, "Oh, the fans are a disgrace. These people have families." But yeah, referees seem to get it's sort of ignored, even though we have all this campaign of the respect the referee and whatnot. It does seem to be that still there's a disrespect that's kind of allowed. Like with Klopp yelling at that fourth official when Liverpool scored or whatever. That's disgraceful, But those, just don't get clamped down hard enough. So it was an ugly thing, and Mourinho didn't help.
Practically induces riots and gets the man attacked. It's one thing to call him a fucking wanker or whatever, but it's another thing to physically abuse him.
Yeah.
But it all just stems from Mourinho's ego and the fact that he can't handle getting beat.
Yeah.
After all the years in the game, he still can't handle getting beat.
There's one thing I remember about Mourinho. I think we drew 2-2 with them when they had to go the Slav offside. And in the interview afterwards, he was like, "So, Mourinho, it's a tough game today. You got a point now." And he went, "What do you mean I got a point?" He's like, "You finished 2-2." He's like, "We scored 3 goals." It's like, "Oh, come on. You know it was offside, you knobhead. Why? You know it was 2-2. Like, why have you got to be that guy?"
Absolute bell cheese, man.
It's like with boxers, isn't it? You get a boxer that's lost a fight, and they always make an excuse. It's like, how you got knocked out, but there's always they'll never say that. They always make an excuse like, "Oh, I was tired. I had an injury coming into
training with a broken wrist."
His toe.
Yeah. Just the ego is out of this world.
We've got a lot to get through. I can't believe how much we've got on the list today. Now. So, quickly, is this yours? Have Man United had a better season than Arsenal? And who will finish higher next season?
Just riding on from Rio's. Yeah, because Rio brought it up. Freda brought it up a while ago. So I'd like a good sort of debate on whether or not who would you prefer to be, win a trophy, be in another final, and still get Champions League, or chase a title but ultimately win, go home with nothing.
It's a tough one, and you get. I think. In Arsenal's defence, yes, they lost the league, but they spent 93% of the campaign on top.
Yeah.
It's obviously losing it to right sucker punch, but to be up there for that long shows that you've had a pretty decent season.
Yeah.
Losing a final, winning a final, and finishing third after the start they made to the season, that's also a very good achievement. But I'm going with Arsenal because I can't stand Man United.
Arsenal obviously in a better place, but I think United fans would probably stick with what they've had this season, wouldn't they? Just because they can always say we won a trophy, and Arsenal still
had a better season than that. But one thing I want to add in is how they. I mean, obviously we all take the piss out of fans, but how they were giving shit to Newcastle fans for the flags and City fans for flags and this and that. You don't see how much stuff they got free at Wembley: bucket hats, flags, clappers. But they got a full kit as well and shin pads.
Andy Willie's getting out for second, so I think that's a one in Man U's corner for that one there.
If I was a player, I'd probably prefer to have won a trophy.
You got that medal at the end of the day, haven't you?
Yeah, you got a medal. You're still in the same competition. Yeah.
Yeah. Still. Can't give it to Man U. I just can't.
I know. Because even when they have even when they don't, they can have a bad season and still sort of make out that it was good. I know it's annoying to do that, but I do think they've kind of got a point this season because they have.
I'll back them to do better than Arsenal next year.
And that's the other thing as well. Yeah, that's why I added that other question, because I think United are building towards something. I still don't think they're going to challenge the title, but I do think they can match what they've done this season in the league. I don't think they'll do worse. Whereas Arsenal, I think they're going to struggle because they've got still got a young team. I think so. They've got a young team, haven't they? And they're going to want to have good European games, but that if they've got an away game 3 days after playing in Europe, they're going to drop points. You're going to be able to look at their form and see exactly where the European games have been in between, because I think they're going to struggle. Their squad isn't big enough.
Yeah, they're going to have to make some additions. I mean, every player that we've been linked with also comes with Arsenal also interested.
Yeah.
I don't know if Cricky's noticed.
Oh, I did.
I was just like, anyone wants an M&M? What? I didn't put.
I thought it was fresh, but I didn't actually see what it said.
I didn't realise I could do it.
That's good.
I just thought I can and I will. Anyway, oh God. Did anyone see Mark Goldbridge's clip? He thought Manu bottled it. No, he's lucky Man City didn't put 5 past to hear why a Manu fans are cocky. Mark Goldbridge is just an absolute toilet as well. I cannot stand the man.
He lives.
I'm sure he's probably a nice bloke and he's putting the fucking character on for his YouTube channel, but he grates something rotten. I mean, when I've seen him on the Fozcast with Ben Foster, he's not anywhere near as much of a dick as he is on his own channel.
He plays for his base because that's his own. Because it's like if you put up a video with an obvious spelling error, it gets engagement, and that's how you grow, isn't it? You get engagement, you get people riled up, and it works.
Yeah. So have you ever watched a What Culture video? Every fucking video, there's at least one stupid pronunciation of something in there.
100%.
I know you're doing this. Because we're all bellends, Kev. Fair dues.
Well, they dominated, didn't they? It's just because they dominated for so long that they thought they're entitled to the title every year, and then now they're having to realize they're not entitled to it and they can't stand it. So they still think they're all grandiose and we're still massive clubs. So yeah, you are a big club, but you're not, a winning side at the top anymore. Man City don't know.
Form themselves.
Exactly. You're now in their shadow, and now, so deal with it.
I'm trying to think of a decent segue. I'm looking down the list for a segue, but there isn't one. So,
well, Zlatan used to play for Man United, and he's retired. So that's a good little segue.
What was that one?
Zlatan used to play for Manchester United, and he's read it on the docket.
Perfect. That'll do. Very, very good. You absolute professional, consummate professional.
Fantastic.
Yeah. one of the greats. Hung his boots up at 41. Not a bad innings, is it?
I can't stand him. I fucking hate him, man.
Because
I can't stand him.
Or
Can't stand him.
his
Just can't stand
attitude.
him. Just
I
everything.
I do like it.
Just
I like it.
everything. No, he's just a knob. Like, I am Zlatan. I'm a lie. You're not a lion, are you, mate? You're a human being. Stop. Grow up.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, if that was Pogba, the amount of shit he would get, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Zlatan's backed it up.
annoyance.
Yeah, I was going to say Zlatan
up,
is
actually.
actually that good.
He is. He's been
though.
one of the best strikers of his generation over
Is he
20
though?
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes.
Not for me. Not for
He
me.
came to England in his late 30s and still scored goal every game in his first season. Just out of nowhere.
17 and 2 seasons, saying.
You what?
17 and 2 seasons it was.
Well, the second season doesn't count as he was injured, but there's a lot of players have have failed in England, and he came when his legs were meant to be gone, and still.
I'll give him credit there for playing in England and doing it, but I just don't like his attitude.
No, I don't
I mean, he
know.
thinks he's the dog's bollocks because he got so many goals in Paris. It's like anyone could do that, mate. Play against a bunch of farmers. It's like it's
I would say
saying that they finished in the top 4 in the Prem. Come on.
Not right now. I know. The thing is, you have to remember he's sort of selling the brand, isn't he? Because that's how he makes some money on the side, isn't it? The image of Zlatan. Because think how many players you don't hear about because they're quite boring and they don't really sell themselves like that. That's all. I think as a teammate, people don't really have a bad thing to say about him. He's professional. He works them hard. He expects, a lot from them. And on the pitch, you see he's a team player.
But
it's just that. Well, yeah, but there's a lot of players under Pep that don't like him, isn't it? And they're not bad eggs per se. But I know he's a strong personality, and I guess that he's Marmite to some people. But I do appreciate he's a hell of a player. Arrogant or not?
Neither of you watched Ted Lasso, do you?
No, I haven't seen it.
I know there's a character based on him, isn't there?
Yeah, one just came in in the last season. He was in for a couple of episodes, and it was just clearly a rip of Zlatan. It was quite funny, but at the same time, it made me think even more how much of a dick Zlatan is.
One of the biggest things I remember is when he went to LA Galaxy. I don't know how it went, but LeBron James sent him a jersey or something, or sent him like a gift saying "Welcome to LA," like from the King. He's like, "I'm the king. What you on about?"
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's things like that. It's just like, you fucking grow up. You're 39 years of age. Act your age, mate.
Still going, I'm better than you.
I am the king. The king is here. Fuck off.
I'm the captain now.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll stop talking about him because it's getting Liam riled up a little bit. Liverpool. Fuck it. Let's just keep the anger going. So Liverpool signing McAllister. Will they challenge next season? I mean, not just on the strength of signing McAllister, but they're going to be in there.
That midfield's going to be so fast. Oh my god!
It needed fixing. That was their issue. This season needed fixing, and McAllister's half the problem solved.
I think he's about a third, maybe. They've got no
They need
legs
a couple.
still.
No, he's got no legs.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I haven't seen that one. Is it like just rumours, or is there some form of truth behind it?
It came out maybe a couple of hours ago, to be fair, but didn't look into it.
Reported to the police. Well, we can say he's been reported to the police over domestic abuse. So that is the fact.
That is a fact.
So, that is a fact. Yeah. What comes from it, we don't know yet. But yeah, he's been reported for it. So yeah, by his ex.
Who's how did Liverpool get away with that? He's been officially signed before the window. He hasn't. It's all been pre-arranged, but you can't actually sign the contract until the window opens. Happens all the time.
Yeah. I don't know why clubs wait. I've always wondered this. Like clubs,
I don't get it.
Try and get your business done before the window opens. Then by July comes in, you're already sorted, aren't you? You've already got 4 coming in, and then you can have your pre-season.
Get them all lined up.
Yeah. That's what you should do on a Football Manager.
You in here, you in there, drop your keks and cough. You in there, sign that bit of paperwork, and then get on the pitch, and a nice 4 or 6 of them. There you go. Right, that's how transfer business done. Crack on. Yeah, so they are going to be there or thereabouts next season. Liverpool. They're not going to have another season like this one.
I don't think so.
Surely
we need someone to challenge City, don't we? Someone's got to challenge them. Because if we don't think Arsenal are going to keep this up next season,
Chelsea will challenge City.
They've
got no Europe. They've got nothing to worry about. Their focus will solely be on the Premier League.
Yeah.
Every time they've won it in recent years, it's because they've had a terrible season. They've had no distractions.
That is true, and they did in the Conte, didn't they? When Conte, I think they had. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, they've got a good shout. Basically, that top 6 is going to be tight.
Yes,
very, very tight. Saudi Pro League just snapping everybody up at the minute.
The new Chinese Pro League, isn't it?
Yeah, the new MLS. So Messi's going, Benzema's going.
Yeah,
Wilfred
Ramos might go. Yeah,
I don't know. Because obviously I wrote about it today because PIF's taken over the 4 biggest clubs in Saudi as well. And each one of them is going to get a big European superstar. So I'm wondering, is one of those meant to be fucking Wilf Zaha?
But yeah.
Because somebody's overestimating his ability.
And his reach.
Daftness, man. But yeah, Benzema's pretty much gone, hasn't he?
Yeah.
How is he hard?
At least they did it when they, past their peak age kind of thing. Because we got all the best years of Ronaldo, Messi, and Benzema. Can't say that we didn't get that. So if you want to go now, fine. We've got Mbappe and co to then step up and be the next generation.
Not gonna lie, as much as it would have pissed me off, I would have liked to see United go for Benzema.
Yeah, I agreed.
Because I feel like
I want to see him
that could take him. Do you know what I mean? They need a striker. They need that focal point. They need that marquee signing, and he would be it.
Yeah, it's like saying earlier on, why won't Messi join the Premier League? Because there's no Premier League team stupid enough to pay them wages for him.
No.
Top and bottom.
And he's got nothing to prove, has he? He doesn't see it as, I need to prove myself in England, because he thinks every time we play an England team, I win, and I tend to score. I remember before there was that thing of, he hasn't scored past an English team. That died very quickly because the last 10 years he was smashing teams to pieces. So he's got nothing to prove, and
Conte is another one. Could go to Saudi. He's probably going to be leaving Chelsea, isn't he?
It's not a great last season, has he?
No.
I don't think Conte does.
Got a stink of the past couple.
He's worn out, hasn't he? He worn himself out.
Other players leaving their clubs. Leicester have confirmed Yuri Tielemans is gone. Hugo Lloris is leaving Spurs.
That's a big one. Because, where's he going to go? And who could they get? Because obviously Liam's going to get annoyed, but we know Pickford was linked with Tottenham before.
Well, Raya's the favourite to go to Spurs at the moment.
Ryan,
the guy. Yeah.
He's a damn good keeper.
But apparently there's like a battle between the price tag because Brentford want 40 mil from it. I think that's his release clause or whatever. That's his valuation. And Tottenham only want to pay half that. So, Tottenham being Tottenham.
The thing is, I can see United going in for him as well. If I'm United, I'm not renewing De Gea's contract. No chance.
No.
Save that money and go and get Raya or something.
More fucking howlers than a werewolf, that cunt. But what about Tielemans? Villa?
Love him at Villa. Be a great addition to our team.
I think he'd be a great addition to a lot of Premier League teams, despite not having his best season.
It's just bizarre because there's so many players in that Leicester team that a lot of clubs had won, and you're thinking you had them all in your one team, and yet you've got relegated with them. But yet there are clubs a lot higher up that would pinch them. It's just I think Newcastle. Yeah, Newcastle Villa would be fighting for Tielemans, wouldn't they? I think
we'd be
on
in
the free.
Whether our fans like it or not, I think he's in the conversation. Just laughing at that there, one of MLS are pissing their pants because the Saudi League is the new retirement home.
Far more money.
Oh yes, stupid money. Would you have him at Everton, Tielemans?
I mean, yeah. The thing is, we had Andre Gomez, who's, I want to say, a similar type of player, but he's just not fast enough. You know what I mean? And that's what's the issue with Tielemans. He knows how to pick a pass, he can do everything, but he's got no legs.
Oh, he's got no pace.
And that's what, if you look at our form under Dyche or midfield three, it's been Decore, Onana, Gay, or James Garner. It's all of them. It's just, I'll say pace, but it's legs. Do you get what I mean? It's energy. And Tielemans isn't that.
We could pair him with because Douglas Luiz isn't going to be dropped from our team. He's been class, but if we had Tielemans to choose from, we'd have to put him alongside McGinn because McGinn does all the running and would cover him. That was how it have to be.
Well, that's the thing. So it's like with when we had McCarthy, Barry, and Barkley. Barkley, we had that free roll. Gareth Barry just sat, and then McCarthy did all his leg work, and it worked. Worked a treat.
Yeah.
You must have thrown him up there.
How many players are going to go out the Leeds door?
I wish Andy was it. I wish Andy was on it.
Yeah, love it. John Joe Shelby's available if either of you want to take it.
No.
I like John Joe, but I don't think he improves us.
No. Luckily, that fat Spanish waiter isn't in charge because if he was, he'd be straight through that door.
He'd have gone straight in. Declan Rice out the exit door after the final. Where do you think he's going to go then, Crippy?
Arsenal have been linked quite a lot, haven't they?
Yes, the man, the myth.
It'd be a good move, right, Jack? Yeah. Did Man United want him as well?
I don't think they need him now. I mean,
that's the thing. Casemiro there.
Yeah.
So it's only us, isn't it?
It was just us and Arsenal, and Arsenal.
Liverpool don't want to pay all that money for him, so
Dortmund.
They just also got McAllister.
Are meant to be.
I can just never see our Brits going abroad there. We're too scared, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird, like when
Sancho and all of them.
Yeah, they go when
the youngsters go, but I can't. Like say with Kane being linked with Real Madrid, I just can't see him leaving England. I really can't.
He wants Shearer's record. That's the only thing he wants. He's not going. He's never going to win a trophy unless he leaves.
That's why I can't see him going
that record.
Yeah.
You know, he's been heavily tipped to replace Benzema, but he's too close now to walk away. But what was I going to say there about Rice? Yeah, when it came up that West Ham said they'd sell him to a Champions League team, it never even entered my mind that they meant teams from abroad as well. It was just like, it was the top four or not. But yeah, Dortmund I think there's a chance on Dortmund.
I can't see it though because they'd be selling Bellingham and then using their entire budget on Declan Rice, and that's just no.
Bit of a downgrade, I'd say.
A sideways move, isn't it? Yeah, bit of a downgrade. We've done somehow. Oh, Uncle Boy will be leaving Palace. Potter, Rogers, Fonseca in the running to
Paulo Fonseca. Jesus,
he always gets his name in there.
Who's your tip then? Crippy.
Well, I like Rogers, but it's hard, isn't it? You can't do that at Leicester and then expect to get a job like Palace now. So I don't know. I don't know if they'll look at him now. But I think Rodgers is a good attacking manager, and that team are fit for that kind of style of football. So I would like him there, but I just don't know if you get the privilege of managing a club like that when you nearly he didn't take them down technically, but pretty much did. I don't know.
But it would be a good shout, mate.
Mm.
And I mean, obviously, it'll feel like a step down having been at Chelsea, but he was only there 6 weeks, so he didn't really get acclimatised, did he?
It might be better for him, isn't it? Because less media pressure and the players, less ego with the players and stuff as well. Because some managers are suited to smaller clubs, aren't they? You can see that with David Moyes as well, wasn't it? Clearly, that David Moyes could overachieve with Everton, but then when he actually had the pressure at Man United to do it, just faltered. And then he went back to his roots, took clubs a bit lower down, and seemed to have more success with. Seemed to do better in that regard. That's more his level. So I think the same could be done for Potter.
Do you think there's any chance that they could persuade Hodgson to give it another year?
Or are they thinking, we got lucky with this. Let's just let him retire as a legend. Don't push it.
High. Go on.
Yeah,
High.
yeah.
I mean, you could just say Jesse Marsh, put him on the list. He's linked everywhere else. Apparently, he's favourite for Celtic.
Is that something we don't know about this guy?
Like Andy said, has anybody actually watched Leeds at all while he was there?
He just might be really good at talking.
He must be, yeah.
He must present himself so well, yeah. His players don't show it.
Just might as well get on to this now.
Yeah.
Give it a mention. Not West Ham is mine. As much, I would like to see a British team win it, obviously, but I don't know. I don't see it. How are you, Liam?
I want Fiorentina to win, and that is only because of obviously Eddie at work.
Yeah,
because all for the past 7 weeks it's going down, you're going down, you're going down, you're going down, you're going down. On Friday before the Sunday that we went, he goes, "Oh, I won't see you now until you're next week when you'll be in the Championship." I was like, "Thanks, Eddie." So, yeah, that's all I'm hoping for. And I'd love for it to be like 5-0 as well. Like just proper embarrass them. I can't see it happening.
Solidarity, I'll go with them as well.
It will be a West Ham win, but I just can't see it.
Like I say, I do hope they do. But I think now at least I can take some happiness from not going, knowing that you get a bit of revenge when you go back to work. Crippy, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to go West Ham. Fiorentina, the sort of equivalent, really. They finished 8th in Serie A this season. They've not been amazing themselves. I haven't really got massive stars to worry about in that team. I think West Ham can do it.
Against Leverkusen, though. People
Leverkusen.
They beat Leverkusen in the semis, and everyone thought it was going to be them in the final.
I think I'm just going Fiorentina.
This is sort of not really saving Moyes' job. I don't think he's going to get sacked now. But obviously, if they won this, regardless of what happened in the league, it's irrelevant, isn't it? Yeah, it's now irrelevant. So I think they'll do it.
Kev's getting behind the hammers.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't got Andy in, so we'll skip the leads. But Everton, which players do you want replaced next season? Who's going to pull you? Who do you need gone to stop you from having another season like this one?
Who's really gone? Bill Camwright. There we go.
So
there's a start. We need a right back because Coleman's going to retire in the next 12 months, hopefully. We need a left back because we've only got one. We've lost Mina. We've not decided to sign Cody, which I actually think is very smart for once. I like him, but he's not going to play in a back two under Dyche. Like, he's still 6 foot, but he's not a Dyche centre back. Do you know what I mean?
Has he been that good for you, Cody, as well?
He was a good player. I liked him. I think a lot of Everton fans wanted him just because of his leadership qualities.
Right.
Because if you watch any videos on Everton's training or like in the tunnel or anything, he's always like
He's
geeing
the
everyone
voice.
up. He's always shouting. That's all you can hear is him. It's like, fuck me, just shut up, will you?
Yeah.
But it's weird because I know like loan players, but I think he gets the club as well because he's from Liverpool.
Yeah.
So
It meant a lot
I
to
think
him.
that was the other thing as well. I mean, if we'd signed him, I wouldn't have complained, but $4 million on a 30-year-old when apparently they're accepting less, it's doable.
Leaves after Cody. Do a decent job in the Championship for sure.
What else do we need? Well, we need a striker. Obviously, we can't rely on Calvert-Lewin. Maupay's going to Italy, hopefully. And I'd say another
Well, you
winger.
bought him a ticket.
Well, he was supposed to be going in
Just
January. This is how messed up the club is. So, obviously, Lampard was sacked. We were waiting to announce Deitch. And we were selling Maupay to that Salernitana, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Deitch came in and was like, so, hang on, who's playing up front? So he cancelled the transfer. And apparently, they've been after him since still. So, I was like, yeah, he can go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we just need a lot of players.
What's your realistic budget? Like, are you going to spend?
No
or is it
idea.
gonna be,
No idea.
I don't think you're going to be throwing money around, are you?
I mean, we've not really spent much in the past couple of years. We sold Gordon for 40 million in January. We didn't use any of that money, so 40 million.
Depends who your board is.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. So there's been massive rumours on Twitter that Denise Barrett-Baxendale and Ken Wright have resigned or have both left because MSP, who are getting a 25% stake in the club, are having 2 chairs on the board. So we'll see what happens with that.
Fingers crossed now.
We will link with apparently Weghorst as well. I'll take him.
I like him.
Yeah.
I like him. Yeah, he'd be good.
Hasn't really done it in England, but I do think there's a player in there.
He smashed it at
sure.
Besiktas. That's why United wanted him, weren't it?
Yeah.
He did well in the World Cup.
He's a service player. He's serviceable, isn't he? You know his strengths and his weaknesses.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, some of the chances he had that we should be scoring, like. But...
Yeah, if he's leading the line for you next season every week, you're not going to score many goals. But if you've got a squad that he can complement, exactly, yeah. The
thing is, if we had a striker, if we bought any striker in January, I'm saying anyone, we could have had more pile up front, like, but we would have been safe.
Yeah,
with plenty of games to spare. If we have Calvert-Lewin for half the season next year, we'll be fine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do want to add one thing though as well. So last time we survived and Leeds and Leicester went down, finished 4th. Just saying, we finished 4th.
I don't think there's going to be a bit of history repeating there.
But on the striker thing, Newcastle are a prime example of that because when Wilson came back and started scoring, the wins just became easy for Newcastle because a lot of Newcastle wins were so tight because their defense was absolutely solid, but they didn't have a natural goal scorer. Because if Miggy wasn't firing, there wasn't anyone else that was consistently scoring. Then when Isaac and Wilson were banging them in, those are the results coming in. So I love how it's just been angry for like a month, Andy.
The one time Calvert-Lewin had his best game, we went and spanked Brighton 5-1. That was the proper game. We was back fully fit, did the 90 minutes, did everything, and then he got injured the next game. So,
yay!
It would almost be easier for Everton if Calvert-Lewin was rubbish because then you would just get rid and replace. But because he's so good, you'll give him as many chances as you can to get him fit.
If he was fit, he's a 15 goal. At least 15 goals a season. Do you know what I mean?
He'd be in the England squad.
Wow.
Yeah, I said it. I said it.
Bloody hell.
Yes, they do, Jack. They do get automatically off the league.
West Ham win, don't he?
No, he won't stay another year.
No.
He's got his eyes set on the Champions League club now, I think.
Yeah, he's not going to be fooled by that.
Yeah. What's coming back to that, Jack? It's just like, Liam was speaking. Right, I've just asked Andy in the chat there who's going to be next through the door as Leeds manager, because we've got Corberan, Gerrard, Rodgers, and Parker as favourites on the list. Parker for me is a good shout.
I was just going to say the same. Yeah, I think that's a good target, realistic target. Sorry, Andy.
On no levels. Fuck's sake. But yeah, I think Scott Parker will be a good one.
Yeah.
Don't know how long he'd stay around if he got them back into the Premier League, because he's clearly not cut out for Premier League management yet. But Farker came from nowhere on the bench.
Yeah, I saw that too.
That's not a bad shout either, mate. What do you think, Liam? Who's got your bet?
I was just typing in the comments then, just for Andy. I've heard what's his face? He's after a job now though. Phil Schofield. So no, I mean, if they're going for anyone, it's got to be Carlos Corberán. I mean, he knows the club. We said it the other week, Andy. He knows the club already.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense. And he's a decent manager.
He is, yeah. Parker, after his time with Bournemouth, he was good in the Championship with Bournemouth. He just couldn't hack the Premier League. So you can get them out of there and move.
Wasn't it? You threw the ball under the bus. You gave them when they got spanked 9-0.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
If you don't give me any money, any players, then what do you expect?
I felt for him because obviously they did well after that. They had a decent season, but he did have a point. But also,
he absolutely did.
Gary O'Neill proved that it still was possible to succeed at Bournemouth.
We've got, is Alan St-Maximin leaving Newcastle? I think so. I don't think that. I think you're referring to his Instagram message.
Yeah.
Big long post with he just talk absolute shit. He does them every season, to be fair. But it was that line there. This is a turning point in my career that got a lot of people wondering. I don't think
fans don't seem to mind. Fans aren't really. 2 years ago, it would have been, oh no, we need this guy. But from what fans are saying, it seems like they're quite happy to let him go now because they know that they can replace him.
There is still a very big cult that follows.
I get that because he was there when you were struggling, weren't you?
He was the bright spot under Steve Bruce. He was the only reason that we kept fucking watching our shit games, because he would do something once a game that would make us smile. But he hasn't been great under Eddie Howe. He doesn't really fit the system. Obviously, it sounds like he's had a lot going on in the last year, so we can't really blame him for that. But bottom line is, he doesn't fit Howe's system. We've done.
He won't play. He's not going to play, is it? If he's not. Yeah, that's the thing. Howe won't take him.
Time for him to move on. Plus, every time he steps on the pitch, he looks like fucking Mum-Ra from Thundercats. He's just head to toe in bandages. Spend most of the season injured, surely wouldn't be that upset for that. No, personally, mate, I wouldn't. But like I say, there is a massive, massive cult that follows him on social media who just think the sun shines out of his ass. They don't remember the glory days, and they take no notice of the fact that he's actually been pretty cack this season. A couple of good games he's had.
Yeah.
But the thing is with Maxi as well, he's so annoying because on his day, when he's good, he's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
But that's 2-3 times a season.
I think he frustrates him more than he can. I say with Leon Bailey as well. Magic on the ball sometimes, but when you actually think back in games, it's like, he loses the ball more times than he whips in a good ball in and whatnot. He's a very frustrating player to watch.
So, brilliant. He's done a step over. Oh, he's lost it.
Yeah.
He's stuck on 3 players. Oh, he went for the 4th and he's lost it.
Yeah.
Decision making's terrible.
Been raw for all his career. He's just waiting for him to mature, but it's not coming.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, we've handled well without him this season. So while he's still got a bit of cash in on him and get rid.
Agreed.
But obviously, with all thanks to what he's done over the years, but it's just time. You've got Conor Gallagher and James Ward-Prowse 2-1 to join. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what it was before.
I'm not sure about Conor Gallagher.
I liked him at Palace.
Yeah, he's really good at Palace. He's not bad at Chelsea either, but he's so attached to Chelsea. Yeah. And now that Poch is coming in, he's even more determined to fight for his place. So I don't know if he'll leave. JWP, I'm not so sure about either. I'd have him in a crack, but
me too, brother.
Yeah. Like I said, a lot of people just go off his dead balls, but he's actually a really good midfielder away from that.
He doesn't start for the team, does he? He doesn't start for Newcastle Villa, I don't think. So and he's going to be a costly signing, so I don't know if there's much value in it for us to do that.
We've not mentioned England yet. Nor will we. No. Not on the docket. Couldn't give a fuck. Harvey Barnes and or Yuri Tillemans to Villa. If you could pick one, Barnes, surely.
Barnes, yeah. Electric, absolutely electric.
Then one final point before we talk about whether Man City's going to bring the treble home. Why is the Premier League theme music so shit? Does anyone else think it's absolute wank, that Premier League theme music that they've had for the last couple of years?
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, maybe no.
Have you heard the F1 theme is an absolute fucking certified banger. Absolutely love that tune. Champions League gets everyone's heart racing. Premier League, pure balls.
Hasn't got an identity yet, has it?
The first time I heard it I think it was on FIFA. They put it on FIFA. And I heard it on there and I was like, where's Local Hero? What the fuck's this shit? Why are we coming out with this pile of bollocks? And then I realised that it's actually played before every Premier League game now. It's been a couple of years and it just hasn't grown on us.
We need that Sunderland chairman in, don't we? That what's his name?
That's all I was thinking of. That was all I was thinking of.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
He knows music.
Let's get rid of the Apprentice theme tune and we'll go with it. Well, we can do that, but we'll need a new sound system.
Best comedy documentary of all time.
Awesome.
Yeah, get Brian Tyler, who did the F1 theme, get him in and do the Premier League one. Because it's just fucking garbage. I've been meaning to put that on the docket every week since we started this. Right, we'll finish off with our Man City going to do the treble and they're going to beat into Liam. I am Crippy, you're nodding there. Liam, what do you think?
Yeah, they've got to, surely. I mean,
yeah,
they've just got to.
Now is the time, and then you got De Bruyne and Haaland will just rip them to pieces, won't they?
Yeah.
I mean, they should have beat Chelsea when they played them, but De Bruyne went off.
Agreed.
Didn't he?
Agreed.
I did see. It's going to annoy the shit out of us now. I think I heard someone say it the other day about the Inter Milan and AC Milan semi-final. It's like watching a fucking League Two game or something.
Well, they've both had bad domestic seasons, haven't they, those two? So it's weird that they got that far because they've been terrible outside of that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not looking
there
good
is
for
one
them.
thing that is in Inter's favour at the moment. For the past, don't know how many years it is. Any teams that had a Croatian player has won it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So going back, obviously we've had Modric the past couple of years. Liverpool, it was Lovren. Who else has won it since then? Chelsea, Kovacic.
Oh yeah.
Again, it was Modric again under Madrid. Modric again.
Yeah, he's filled a few of those, hasn't he?
Perisic with Bayern Munich. Did he win it with Bayern?
Not sure if he was at Bayern when they won it.
Either way, I don't know how far I'm going back now, but Croatian players.
That was Robin and Ribéry
That's
back
it.
then, but yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
Man City have got Calvin Phillipic.
Yeah.
There we go. We've sorted it. City are going to win. That trend's getting booked this year.
I hope so, to be fair. I hope they do it.
Yeah, we've come so close so many times. It's about time. Plus,
But don't you think that
win the treble?
Isn't it sort of underwhelming though as well? Because City won title, treble, well done, but it's like it just seems to be like their success we care so little about because of how it's come about, isn't it? With same with PSG in a way as well. It's like, I don't know. City have done well. They've got the best manager they can. They've got a hell of a squad. They play good football. They're decent to watch. But it just feels that we can't really go laud them highly just because obviously everyone's going to go on about the spending, aren't they, and whatnot. It just feels that City are always going to have that asterisk by it. It was like, you literally you bought the best team at this point. Like it's about time. Well, credit to them if they win the treble, they deserve it. But it does feel that it feels almost like dirty celebrating them, doesn't it? Just because of obviously what's gone on with I don't know.
No, I don't care. I mean, I wouldn't really give a right to ask, to be honest, but one of my good mates, Jake, he's a City fan. He's a season ticket holder, so I'd be buzzing for him. That's it, really.
I want them to win it, but I won't be. I'm barely invested.
Same as Europa Conference. Have an English team win it. It's good.
Yeah,
it's good for the game, isn't it?
I'm also happy that Grealish is having a great season, and the media has left him alone now.
Yeah. 6 trophies.
What's he put? Shield, Charity Shield, Super Cup, World Club Cup.
Oh yeah.
World Club Cup.
Because
I was the one I couldn't
2023, it means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of the World Club Cup. Right, I think that's it for this week, isn't it, boys? Obviously, no score predictions to do. Liam will not be with us next week. It might just be me and Cricky, or we might have a week off. We'll decide later on, because let's be honest, there's not a lot going on in the world of football.
I could talk for an hour about one topic, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll find a way to fill an hour. Maybe while the summer's on, we might go to a fortnightly schedule or something. I don't know. We'll
or a 15-minute show.
Yeah. We'll just keep doing YouTube shorts. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep an eye out, and obviously we'll let you know if we're going to be back next week or not. But thanks for watching, and thanks for commenting, and we will see you when we see you. Thanks very much.